Okay, let's talk about it. You're trying to find a new smartphone in 2026. You've got a budget of about 30,000 rupees, and it just feels impossible, right? The market is absolutely flooded with options. But don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise and make this decision surprisingly simple for you.
I mean, does this look familiar to you? You start your search, maybe you're excited, and then suddenly you're just completely overwhelmed. I totally get it. Honestly, the sheer number of choices out there is enough to give anyone choice paralysis.
Yeah, just take a look at this list. You've got POCO, iQOO, Realme, Nothing, Samsung, Motorola. It's just a sea of brand names and models. And the crazy thing is, on paper, every single one of them sounds amazing, which makes it even harder.
And that's the real trap, isn't it? You're drowning in these endless spec sheets, crazy high AnTuTu scores, and 100 conflicting reviews online. So how in the world are you supposed to actually decide? How do you pick a phone you're not going to regret buying in a month?
Well, that's exactly what we're here for. We're going to navigate this smartphone jungle, and we're going to do it together. Because here's the secret for 2026. Finding a good phone, that's actually the easy part. Pretty much all of them are good now. The real challenge, the real goal, is finding the right phone for you. The one that fits the way you actually live your life. So, to find that right phone, we need a better way to think about this, right? A framework that goes way beyond just looking at a spec sheet. So, let's dive into a much smarter way to choose.
You know, I came across this quote from a 2026 market report, and it really clicked for me. It says that raw performance, it's a commodity now. It's cheap. Basically, everyone has a fast chip. The true markers of value today, the things that actually matter, are thermal management, software endurance, and serviceability. This one idea completely changes how we should be looking at these phones.
So, that leads us to this, our new framework. We're going to look at every phone through these 5 core lenses. First, sustained performance, not just a benchmark score. Second, real-world imaging. How do the photos actually look? Third, battery dynamics. Fourth, the software experience you live with every day. And finally, number 5, service and reliability. This is how we're going to find the perfect fit.
Okay, framework is set. Now for the fun part. Let's apply this to some actual phones on the market and get you some real-world recommendations. Let's find your perfect phone.
All right, let's kick things off with the performance-heavy user. You know who you are. You're the competitive gamer, the power user who has 20 apps open at once. You push your phone to its absolute limit, and you expect zero lag, ever.
Okay, for you, there are really 2 phones that are just in a league of their own right now. You've got the POCO F7, which is an absolute beast. We're talking the latest Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 chip and a gigantic 7,550 mAh battery. Seriously, that thing will not die. And that AnTuTu score? Over 2.1 million. That's not just good, that's flagship killer territory. Then you've got the iQOO Neo 10R. Its focus is a little different. A super fluid 144Hz display, which is just a dream for gaming. So the choice for you is pretty clear. Do you want the absolute max raw power and insane battery life with the POCO, or do you want the smoothest screen imaginable with the iQOO?
Okay, next up, the camera-first user. Maybe you're a content creator, maybe you live on Instagram and TikTok, or maybe you just want your photos to look fantastic. You want to capture the moment perfectly every single time.
For you, it's really a battle of 2 different philosophies. On one side, you have the Vivo V60e. This phone is a specialist. It's all about incredible portraits and amazing low-light shots, thanks to a massive 200-megapixel sensor and its unique Aura Light feature that just makes skin tones look incredible. On the other side, you have the Xiaomi 14CV. This one's for the artist. It has professional color science tuned by Leica and a wild dual 32-megapixel front camera setup. So if you're a social media creator doing lots of portraits, Vivo is your guy. If you're more into artistic photography or high-quality vlogging, you're going to lean towards the Xiaomi.
And finally, our third user profile, the person who just wants a clean, simple experience for the long haul. You absolutely hate ads and bloatware. You value your security, and you want a phone that's still going to feel snapping and fresh 3, maybe even 4 years from now.
Now this is a really fascinating matchup. You've got the Nothing Phone 3A Pro, which offers probably the purest, cleanest Android experience out there. It's ad-free, it's elegant, and it has that one-of-a-kind design. But then you have the Samsung Galaxy A55, which is all about one thing, peace of mind. You get their incredible Knox security platform, and get this, a promise of software updates all the way to Android 18. That is absolutely unheard of in this price bracket. It's a huge deal.
And hey, speaking of peace of mind, don't sleep on the so-called challenger brands. Nothing has been incredibly aggressive about building out their service network. They're at over 330 centers now in India, and they're claiming a 98% issue resolution rate in under 2 hours at their exclusive centers. That shows a really serious commitment to taking care of their customers.
Okay, but let's get real for a second. No phone is perfect, right? Every single choice you make involves a compromise, a trade-off. So let's be honest about what you're giving up with each of these phones.
Let's start with that powerhouse, the POCO F7. It's simple. Buy this phone if you want the absolute highest frame rates in your games and a battery that just refuses to die. But reject it if you can't stand heavy, bulky phones, and this thing is 222 grams, or if you really hate ads and bloatware in your software.
Okay, what about the Samsung Galaxy A55? Buy this phone if your top priorities are data security, getting those software updates for years, and having a massive service network you can count on. It is the definition of a safe, smart choice. And remember that quote we talked about. This phone is the perfect example. Its raw performance isn't chart-topping, but it nails those new markers of value, software endurance, and service. Now reject it if you're a serious gamer, or if its painfully slow 25-watt charging is just a complete deal-breaker for you in 2026.
And finally, the Nothing Phone 3A Pro. You should buy this one if what you crave is a sophisticated, clean, bloat-free Android experience and a design that actually makes a statement. But you should probably reject it if you need that top-tier gaming power we saw in the POCO, or if the whole no charger in the box thing just really annoys you.
All right, let's bring this all together. Time to boil it all down to the final, most important takeaways.
Look, if you remember one thing, let it be this. The best phone isn't some title awarded by a reviewer. It doesn't exist. A phone is a tool, and the only thing that matters is finding the right tool that fits your life.
So if you force me to boil it all down to a definitive trio for 2026, this is it. The safest choice, hands down, is the Samsung Galaxy A55. You buy this for unbeatable software support and total peace of mind. The risky but rewarding pick is the POCO F7. You get that flagship-level power for a mid-range price, but you have to live with the software. And maybe the most crucial advice, the phone to absolutely avoid. That's older flagships like the Xiaomi Mi 11X. They might look tempting, but trust me, in 2026, their outdated software, dying batteries, and poor 5G support are just not worth the headache.
So there you have it. We've given you the framework, we've walked through the top contenders, and we've been honest about the trade-offs. Now, the only question left is the one that only you can answer. Which phone is the right tool for you?